You have a decent job. You have friends. You pay your bills on time. On paper, everything is fine. You've checked all the boxes you were told to check. But then, the moment the noise stops, when you're sitting alone in your car, driving home from work, or lying in bed after the day is done, it hits you. It's not sadness. It's not anger. It's nothing. A void. A deep, persistent hollowness in the center of your chest. A sense that you are on the outside of your own life, looking in. This is the paradoxical and painful state of chronic emptiness. Why do we feel this way? It's one of the most common, yet least discussed, struggles in modern mental health. You might feel ashamed of it. How can you have so much, yet feel so little? This video isn't just about defining that feeling. It's about understanding its deep psychological roots, the real reasons, and exploring the difficult but necessary path back to meaning. To understand what emptiness is, we must first understand what it is not. It is not sadness. Sadness is an active, hot emotion. You are sad about something, a loss, a disappointment. Sadness, while painful, is a sign that you are connected to something you care about. It is not necessarily depression, although they are often mistaken. Clinical depression often involves a heavy anhedonia, the inability to feel pleasure, but it also carries a weight, a sense of despair, fatigue, and low self-worth. Emptiness is the opposite. It's a cold state. It's a deficit of feeling. It's the feeling of missing a feeling. It's the sensation of being a ghost in your own existence. It is also not the same as loneliness. Loneliness is a yearning for connection with others. You feel isolated. Emptiness is a feeling of disconnection from yourself. You can be in a room full of people who love you and still feel completely hollow. So, what is it? Here is the core thesis of this video. Emptiness is not a disease. It is a signal. It is a profound, primal signal from your psyche. It's a form of emotional hunger. Just as your stomach growls when you need food, your soul creates a void when you are starving for critical psychological nutrients. The problem is, most of us misinterpret the signal. We try to fill that void with the wrong things: food, alcohol, endless scrolling, casual relationships, or impulse purchases, hoping something will stick. But the void remains because we are treating the symptom, not the source. To find the source, we have to look deeper. This feeling of hollowness doesn't appear from nowhere. It is often the end result of deep, invisible wounds. The research points to 4 primary roots. Root 1, the attachment void, emotional neglect. We begin where most psychological roads do: childhood. According to John Bowlby's foundational attachment theory, a child needs more than just food and shelter. They need a secure base, a caregiver who is emotionally available, responsive, and attuned. A child needs to know that their inner world matters to someone else. But there is a subtle, often invisible form of childhood trauma called emotional neglect. This is the home where your physical needs were perfectly met. Your parents were good people. They provided for you. But when you were sad, you were told to stop crying. When you were angry, you were sent to your room. When you were excited, you were told to calm down. Your inner, emotional life was treated as an inconvenience. A child in this environment learns a devastating lesson. My feelings don't matter. They are a burden. I am a burden. To survive, the child learns to sever the connection to their own emotional world. They build a wall. Fast forward 20 years, that child is now an adult. On the outside, they are often highly successful, self-reliant, and low drama. But on the inside, they are empty. Why? Because they never learned how to connect with, validate, or even identify their own feelings. They can't connect to themselves, so they can't genuinely connect with others. The emptiness, in this case, is the echo of the unmet emotional needs of your childhood. It is the vast, silent space where that secure attachment to yourself was supposed to be built. Route 2. The existential void, the will to meaning. The second route moves from the emotional to the philosophical. Viktor Frankl, a psychiatrist and Holocaust survivor, observed something profound in the concentration camps. The prisoners who were most likely to survive were not necessarily the physically strongest, but those who held on to a sense of meaning, a why to live for. He founded logotherapy, a school of psychology based on the idea that the primary human drive is not the will to pleasure, as Freud argued, but the will to meaning. Frankl warned of a modern condition he called the existential vacuum. This is the emptiness that appears when we live in a state of meaninglessness. This is the void that opens up when we chase external goals, thinking they will fill us up. You believe, if I just get that promotion, I'll be happy. You climb the corporate ladder, you work 80-hour weeks, you sacrifice your health, and you get it. You stand in the corner office, and for a week it feels good. And then, nothing. The void rushes right back in, perhaps stronger than before. This existential emptiness is the gap between your daily actions and your deepest core values. You are busy, but you are not purposeful. You are doing what the world told you was impressive, but not what you, in your quietest moments, find meaningful. Route 3. The numbed void, the price of suppression. Sometimes, emptiness is not a void, but a fortress. Life is filled with pain. We experience heartbreaking loss, intense rejection, or deep-seated trauma. When these feelings are too overwhelming to process, our psyche, in an act of brilliant self-preservation, builds a wall. We learn to numb ourselves to survive. We dissociate. We build a logical, detached persona to protect the vulnerable, wounded part of ourselves. But here is the tragic bargain of emotional suppression. You cannot selectively numb emotion. When you build a dam to hold back grief, you also block the flow of joy. When you numb your capacity for pain, you also numb your capacity for passion, connection, and awe. Emptiness, in this case, is the long-term price of this safety. You are safe from the lows, but you are also completely cut off from the highs. You exist in a grey, muffled, neutral territory. This emotional flatline is the feeling of emptiness. You are a fortress, but you are protecting an empty castle. Route 4. The identity void, the who am I crisis. The final route is a crisis of self. Ask yourself, who am I? For many of us, the answer is a label. I am a lawyer. I am a mother. I am a straight-A student. I am my partner's spouse. This identity void appears when your entire sense of self has been fused with something external. You were the achiever. You were the helper. You were the partner. Then, the inevitable happens. The relationship ends. You get laid off from the job. Your children grow up and leave home. And the external pillar that was holding up your entire identity is gone. You look inward for a sense of self, and you find nothing, just the role you used to play. This emptiness is the terrifying, disorienting silence that answers the question, if I am not that, who am I? We've just explored the 4 deep, internal roots of chronic emptiness. If this is resonating with you, If you are finding value in this deep dive approach to psychology and mental health, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. We explore complex topics like this every week, and your support allows us to continue creating this content for free. Now, if those are the internal vulnerabilities, how does our modern world pour gasoline on that fire? It turns out we have built a machine that mass produces this void. If our internal psychology creates the vulnerability to emptiness, our modern world amplifies it. We have built a machine that mass produces this void. First, the paradox of connection. We are the most connected generation in history. Yet, we are the loneliest. Why? Social media creates the illusion of connection without the substance of it. We scroll through thousands of curated highlight reels, everyone's perfect vacation, perfect relationship, and perfect meal. This creates a constant, low-grade comparison. It makes our own messy, real, offline life feel dull, inadequate, and empty by comparison. It is a connection that is, as one expert called it, a mile wide and an inch deep. We are communicating, but we are not communing. We are trading updates, not sharing vulnerability. Second, the hedonic treadmill. We are a culture of consumption. We are told, from the moment we are born, that the next thing will fix us. The new phone, the new car, the next vacation. This is what psychologists call the hedonic treadmill. You desire a thing, you work hard, you buy it, you get a temporary rush of dopamine, it feels good. But within days, or sometimes hours, your baseline happiness returns to exactly where it was. And now, you need the next thing. We are trying to fill an internal spiritual void with external material things. It is like trying to drink water to satisfy a hunger for food. You will feel full, but you will still be starving. Finally, the busyness trap. Look at your calendar. How much of your day is spent in true, quiet, reflective silence? For most of us, the answer is zero. We use constant distraction work, streaming services, podcasts, social media to avoid being alone with our own thoughts. We are terrified of the silence, because in the silence, the void speaks. In the silence, the uncomfortable questions arise. Am I happy? Is this all there is? But here is the ultimate paradox. That very silence we are running from is the only place meaning can be found. So, if you feel this void, what do? You cannot fill emptiness. You must build meaning. This is not a 5-step list to happiness. This is the hard, slow, essential work of reconnection. Solution 1. From numbing to feeling, the practice of awareness. The antidote to numbness is not happiness, it's awareness. If your emptiness comes from a lifetime of suppressing emotion, the numbed void, or from emotional neglect, the attachment void, your first step is to learn to be with your feelings again. This is the core of mindfulness. It means stopping, sitting with the emptiness, and observing it without judgment. Don't run from it, don't scroll, don't drink, just feel it. Where is it in your body? What is its texture? Then ask it a simple question. What are you trying to tell me? You are not looking for an answer. You are practicing the act of listening to yourself. Why this works? Neuroplastically, you are retraining your brain. You are teaching your amygdala, your brain's alarm system, that this feeling is not a threat to be eliminated, but a messenger to be heard. You are, perhaps for the first time, acting as the compassionate, validating parent to yourself that you never had. Solution 2. From external goals to internal values. The why. If your emptiness is existential, you must find your why. As Frankl taught, meaning is not a giant treasure you find, it is a byproduct of value-driven action. Step 1. Identify your core values. Not what your parents or society value, but what you value. Is it creativity, compassion, knowledge, honesty, autonomy? Write them down. Step 2. Ask yourself, how can I live just 1% more in line with these values today? If you value compassion, your action is to donate 10 minutes to genuinely listen to a coworker. If you value creativity, your action is to write one paragraph or sketch for 5 minutes. Meaning isn't found in the grand, once-in-a-lifetime achievement. It is found in the daily accumulation of small, value-driven choices. You are closing the gap between what you do and who you are. Solution 3. From superficial to authentic connection, the how. Finally, the antidote to the internal void is, paradoxically, external connection, but only the right kind. This is the work of Dr. Brené Brown on vulnerability. Emptiness thrives in secrecy and superficiality. The identity void and attachment void are both rooted in a fear of being truly seen. You must find 1 or 2 trusted people in your life and practice sharing your real self. This doesn't mean trauma dumping. It means moving past the updates and sharing a real feeling. Instead of saying, work was busy, try saying, I felt really invisible in a meeting today, and it's making me feel small. This is terrifying. It is the ultimate risk, but authentic connection, being seen and accepted for who you are, not for the role you play, is the most powerful buffer against emptiness that exists. Feeling empty does not mean you are broken. It means you are human. It is a painful but powerful signal. It is your psyche's way of screaming that the way you are living is no longer sustainable. It is a sign that you have outgrown your old life, your old defenses, your old identity. It is a signal that you are ready for a more authentic, more meaningful life. The emptiness you feel is not a void to be filled by others, but an invitation to build something new within yourself. It is a call to action. The opposite of emptiness is not fullness or happiness. It's purpose. This is a heavy topic, and everyone's experience is unique. We want to build a community here. Share your story in the comments below. Which of these 4 routes resonated most with you? What small daily step have you found helpful in building your own sense of meaning? Your insight might be exactly what someone else needs to read today. Thank you for watching.